Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is an update for the Roulette pan collab. So it is nearly time for Santi and I can't wait. I love the lights. Anyway, I hit goal on 2 products this update, so at the very end I'm going to roll in some new products. So this project was set up by Rebecca Morgan and Alexy, and I'll link their channels down below, and there's also a playlist and I'll link that down below as well, and a hashtag on Instagram, but I'm sure you're already aware. So excuse my voice, I have a bit of a flu again. So the first product I hit goal on was actually a collab product, and I chose the Kathleen Lights times Colourpop in Glisten. So it is a satin. So my goal was to hit pan, and I actually hit pan finally. So it took 30 uses to hit pan. So I've used it 36 times, but I hit pan after 30 uses. Like, the handy thing about this is getting ready for work in the morning. Oh Lord. Like, I'll just watch it. You just like pop it on your finger, pop it on each eye, and off you go. And I can't get over it. It looks like you've put so much effort into your look. I would happily keep using this until it's gone. It's my first. I have a few Super Shock shadows, but I got them together, so this is the first one I've actually used out of it, and I actually love it. It's just so quick. Like, when I had to revert to using powdered shadows, like, as we know, powder shadows, it took me so much longer to get ready, whereas this was just on your finger, on your eye, off you go. So I'm rolling this one out, and I'm rolling in a new product at the end for this one. And I've also hit goal on the prompt, a product from your favorite brand. I chose Huda Beauty. I chose Huda Beauty, even though I think Colourpop could potentially be my favorite brand out of what I've tried. But anyway, I chose the Huda Beauty highlighting palette in Pink Sands edition. My goal was to use each shade in here 10 times. Oops, look at that. Would you look at that? I've used all of them 10 times now, so I have a little tracker on my phone, so let's just see. Okay, so I've used the cream shade 12 times, I've used the white and the gold shade 10 times, and I've used this one here 11 times. I also use that as a blush topper. So this one here is called Ibiza, Azores, Capri, and Santorini. My favorite shade in here was the pink one. I love all of them. I have swatches in all of my videos if you want to see that. And I've finished using this. This is the first cream highlighter that I actually liked that I've used. It did not lift up my foundation if I put it on top of it. So that's surprising for me, because that always happens. I actually really like this palette. I'm glad I bought it. It was 45 euros in Brown Thomas, which, considering you get like, how was it, 8 grams per product, it's good value in the sense of you're getting full size product. I forgot to mention this bonus product here. So I said, yes, my goal for this originally was to use, look at this broke off, was to use this shade 20 times, and I had done that previously. And I said, sorry, that I'd keep using it while I'm using the Colourpop shadow. So this is where I'm at with this guy here. I've used it 34 times now. Let me double check. I lied, sorry. I used it 33 times. It's starting to get a dip. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera, but there's a bit of a dip in it. I've resorted to using this with my finger also. It's actually quite nice. I put it on underneath the Super Shock, the Colourpop one. Put this on first, this on top of it. Like, literally, go, off you go. It's just so handy. So this is going, oops, I'm just such a clumsy mess. This is going back into my collection, and I actually enjoyed getting to use it. So for a product you used up before, I had chosen the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and as you can see, I'm down to here now. So that was the intro, first update and second update. I hadn't moved, and there we are now. Sorry for my nails, it's shellac and they're all after chipping, and I'm getting them done tomorrow. So my goal is to finish it by the end of 23rd of January. I don't know if I can do it. If not, I'll be very close, I feel. But sure, what harm? I was going over and back on how I felt about it, but I think I do like it, because all of the concealers I own seem to be like way lighter than my skin tone. I went for a real brightening, went through a phase of really brightening, whereas this is still like lighter than my skin tone, but it's not like too noticeably. So I wouldn't get it again because it's not cruelty free. Well, I'm hoping, that's what I'm trying to do anyway. But yeah, I do like it. For a product you don't like, I chose the Urban Decay palette, not the actual palette, but the shade Gunmetal in here. Look at it. So my goal for that was to use it 15 times. Now I only rolled that in the last time. So far I've used it 7 times. I used it once as a nail varnish. I used it on my eyelid several times, and I used it underneath my eye. So what I've noticed is it is patchy. Now if I apply it with a real stiff, almost like, what brush? This brush I don't use for applying eyeshadow on the lid, but I usually use it for smudging. If I use this brush, I'm able to make it not patchy. But when I do that, it blends away. Like throughout maybe after an hour or two, it's like gone. It fades off, and all that's left is like a stark grey line in my eye wrinkle. Not my eye wrinkle, like, you see, okay, you see the way there now? Look at those little lines. You'll see like a light grey on the lid and then a big dark bit in those lines. It just fades off incredibly quickly. So I've used it 7 times out of 15. I think what I'm going to do is use it as a nail varnish, because it did work as a nail varnish. It was actually, not that it was nice, but it was all right. It had a nice shine to it. I put it on my toes, my toesies, and yeah, that was grand. Some people are like, you know, this thing is old, Steph, you just need to throw it away. I agree, it is old, but it's sentimental. It's the first eyeshadow palette I have ever gotten, and my parents got it for me. And it was a big deal because I had no income of my own at that time, and I was a teenager. Yes, I was a teenager, and it was just such a big deal. And I know a lot of people are right when they say to declutter things, but for some reason my brain just has to come to it on its own. No matter how much I agree with the person, until my brain comes to it, I just can't do it by itself. So I will be happy enough to mix it in to a nail varnish, and perhaps underneath the waterline again, like under here, but not as a lid shade. It's just, I've tried pairing it underneath a load of different shadows, and the colour itself is grand. It's not nice, it's not disgusting, it's just grand. And why am I doing that for grand? For something that I find grand. Anyway, that's 7 out of 15. I think the rest of them are going to be nail varnish. For a product from a previous project, I chose the pigment in Lilac Vibes from Glam & Co. I actually had it in a round of this project, believe it or not. My goal also is to use this 15 times, and I've used it 8 times so far. And a nice person who watched my last video where I introduced this and the Naked palettes suggested that I pair this on top of the Gunmetal shade, and that is what I had been doing. That's what made the Gunmetal shade bearable. So it just turned it to a dark purple. And you know what's funny enough is it actually started to match the colors of my workplace. Like, not the brand, but my workplace has its own color. Not in the world, but like its theme color, and it matched it, so it looked like I was yeah. So anyway, here it is here, and it's like, there you go. You see that shift there? But it was really purple over top of the Gunmetal. So thank you for the person who mentioned that tip, because otherwise I don't know what I would have done. It was a good idea and I appreciate it. So I have 8 times out of 15 done on this. And by the way, I wouldn't get it again because I'm not gone on it. Like, it might be a nice highlighter, but I'm not entirely, I'm about it. But I love the packaging, so I will keep it when it's done and put other stuff into it. For something from a lesser known brand, I don't know if I really have many things from a lesser known. I'm touching my jacket and I'm hoping to God I'm not getting product on it, because I am just such a messy, clumsy person when it comes to like staining things. Anyway, I chose the Amazing Cosmetics concealer in the shade Dark Caramel. Goal again here is to use it 15 times. I had it in the fair shade. It took me 3 years to get down to here in the fair shade of using it by itself because it's so full coverage, and I ended up decluttering it when I got to here. So 15 times. I've used it 8 times so far, and I've used it as a cream bronzer. You need just a tiny amount because it's so dark for my skin tone. I put it on the back of my hand. I boop with a sponge so that there's not just like a stain on the sponge. Boop around, boop, 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 off you go. It's a little bit of an effort, just a little bit, but it's grand, it does the job. I think I'm down to here, like how I did it, I don't know. But yeah, I'll work away on this. My brain hasn't accepted to declutter this yet, so it's just gonna have to come to it on its own if that's gonna happen. Good Lord, guys, that was everything. So it is time now to roll in 2 new products. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone. A product you haven't used much. That's probably pretty much a lot of things because I prioritize panning items. An expensive product. Oh, expensive. I don't know, or most of my products aren't. Most of my collection isn't, I don't think. So an expensive product and a product I haven't used much. I will go and look for that and then I will come back and tell you Cade and Scale. Cade and Scale is Irish Oscailga for what is the story. Okay, here we go. That actually took me less than 2 minutes. So for a product I haven't used much, I chose this one here. So it's not the butter bronzer. I actually finished this butter bronzer in under a year from start to finish and I wasn't even trying. This is what's amazing about it. So I finished this bronzer this year and I had a product. So I had a product in here from the Too Faced, what are these called? Soulmates Blushing and Bronzer, and this one is in Carry and Big. And it's 18 grams and it was a bronzer, and it was a large heart of a bronzer with a smaller heart of a blush. But when I got it, it was shattered. Like, it was just totally and utterly shattered, and I had it in here left shattered. Once I finished the bronzer, I repressed the blush in here. And as OCD as I am, I actually took the broken up blush pieces, put it on a weighing scales. So the blush is 4 grams. So anyway, I have not actually ever used this blush, would you believe, even though it looks used. So here it is here, it's an orangey blush. Don't know what in the name of God. Gosh, there's a lot of product. 4 grams is a lot of product for a blush. So full-size blush. I'm building this up. It actually has quite a big pigment payoff as it is. There it is there. So it's matte. It's a matte blush. It's an orange matte blush. Bit sunburn looking, not quite red. Kind of looks like a bronzer that's too orange for my skin tone. But anyway, orange blush, excuse me. So since this is the last update before the finale, my goal is to use this product 5 times. Yeah, 5 times before the end, the 23rd of January. That's going to be hard enough for me because, well, it's Christmas time. It's the Christmas period, and generally speaking, I either don't wear a lot of makeup over the days, but then if there's going out, I want to wear something that I really, really like. So I want to use this 5 times, and I'm glad I actually have an excuse to use this. For products that are expensive, I don't have that many things that are expensive. Like, yes, I have some eyeshadow palettes that were 50 quid. They're expensive, but I suppose aside from that, I don't have that many. So I actually have 2 face palettes that were ridiculously expensive. This one here is the Charlotte Tilbury one. I was trying to decide between the 2. This is the Ghost one. This was 88 euros. I feel like I kind of regret this, but not regret. 88 is just, I don't think I would do that again. I'm glad I have it, but I don't think I would do it again. This one was 78. I don't regret this. I absolutely love it. I love it. So I'm thinking then, since I got this one in the summer, since I've actually used this one, perhaps then maybe I should go for the other one. I hate the way sometimes these videos aren't live and I can just get feedback on the spot. Okay, so we'll go with this horrendously expensive yoke. This is my first ever Hourglass product. I have used this once since I got it. Now, literally, I only got this quite recently, within the last 2 months, I think. And it's 88 euros. A lot of people are not gone on the packaging. I don't really, I don't really care, to be honest. Now, it is handy to get to try a load of their products in the one go. Look at this, I'm paw printing it up. Big mirror. Gosh, this is my makeup is well intense in person. It's very intense. So here it is here. Holy Lord. What does it say on the back? It says there's a finishing powder in dim light, finishing powder in diffuse light, a strobe powder in iridescent strobe light, a bronzer in eternal bronze light, and a strobe blush in iridescent rose, and a normal blush in sublime flush. The net weight is 0.04 ounces or 1.4 grams by 6. It says it has 12 months to expiry. I don't believe that at all for a second. Powder products, for me, my experience, they don't go off in a year generally. So what will the goal be? What can I see myself doing? I think that I want to use, gosh, there's 2 blushes in here though. I want to use each product in here at least twice. Is that doable? Where will I be? I don't want to bring this home in case I break it. I'm going home for Christmas, which is about a 2-hour drive. Without traffic, it's a 2-hour drive. I just don't want to break it. I'm looking at my eyeshadow because I really like it. But like, it does not look the same on camera. It's, whoa, it's so intense in person. It's my first time using the palette. Will I swatch these for you? Okay, so I had the swatches on the screen there. The bronzer is actually quite dark looking. I can't believe I'm saying that, but yeah, bronzer looks a little bit dark. So the goal is to use each of the products 2 times. It wasn't entirely gone on the swatches, but again, you can't tell. You just can't fully tell from a swatch. So let's see what the feedback will be the next time. I also want to note, for those of you that don't have Hourglass readily available like us in Ireland, it's in Arnott's. I got this in Space NK on Grafton Street, and they luckily had like 3 in stock, and I ran to the train after it, so I didn't have a chance. It's tiny in person. It is not what you see, like what I saw on YouTube videos. I felt like it was so much bigger. It's really small. If you guys know what this one is like in real life. Like, it's not that much bigger than that. It's just a lot smaller in person than what I was expecting, because I was like, oh, 88 euros, huh. But considering there's 1.4 grams in each product, and apparently they don't go that quickly, so we'll see. So that was my update, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone else's, and enjoy Christmas and enjoy Santi. I can't wait, and I'll see you next time.